Hi, how you doing? Today is going to be a very special video because this is my first out-of-state video. There has been a freak snowstorm during the springtime here in Colorado Springs. It is a nice, comfortable 24 degrees outside, and I'm going hiking. Good thing I brought my sunglasses because the sun's starting to shine through. So, story time. Millions and millions of years ago, this whole area used to be underwater in a shallow sea. And we had the ancestral Rockies form. The ancestral Rockies began to erode, and that shallow sea started going out to deep sea. By the end of the Cretaceous period, the modern day Rockies began to rise up. And then fast forward to the Pleistocene Ice Age, where glaciation and erosion started to hit the terrain, and then we got the Garden of the Gods. Beautiful area of really tall sandstone. That's pretty much the history in a nutshell. Hope I got it right. Anyway, we're going to take the Palmer Trail around a vast majority of the area, and it's going to be a nice 2-mile hike about, down and around. I've got to keep my head on a swivel. I was told to watch for bears because they're starting to wake up this time of year. But look at all this snow. It is beautiful out here. I do hope I do run into some wildlife though. There is a chance of also seeing the bighorn sheep out here. Please stay on the trail. I will, because it is a very nice trail. Look at this. This is wonderful. No tripping hazards. No rocks to scrape your shins on. It's pretty nice. It's been a while since I've been out here. But crazy to think that these rocks are millions of years old, like tens of millions of years old. So see where I'm at right here. So I'm going to take the Juniper Way loop, and that way I can get around to some of the more famous rock formations. In the meantime, just take in this. Here we are at the Central Garden lot. This area, you can take a trail pretty much centrally through all of the rock formations and just take it all in. Here is another map. You can pause to look at it. But we are here. We just got out of this lot right here. I'm not going to be able to go through all the famous rock formations, and I wouldn't want to because I don't want to spoil for you, but I'll show you two. One kind of an obscene one, the other my favorite from my childhood. Quick look at the wildlife you can look out for while you're out here. Because it's snowing, we won't see these right now, which is good, but I hope to see some of these. Appears to be a goose perched up on that rock. So this is the obscene rock formation I was talking about. This is known as the kissing camels because, as you can see, it looks like two camel heads making out. Get a room at the Broadmoor, you two. When you really look at the rock formations, a lot of them look like camels or camel heads. Oh, there's another one right there. But the one that we saw earlier, I mean, it looked like two camel humps just coming out of the ground. It'd be crazy if like it started shifting and all of a sudden a giant stone camel came out of the earth, and all of a sudden we've got a real life Shadows of the Colossus going on here in Colorado Springs. I'm just rambling. If ever you feel like you're starting to lose your way, just check one of these maps where you get to play Where's Waldo, and you are Waldo, and you are here. Found some stairs. So I was actually going to try and do the incline today. I put in a reservation for it, but you don't want to do that hike in the snow. The incline is a crazy slope. It gets up to 60 over 60% steepness. And people have gotten stuck up there, rescued by chopper. People have died up there. Just not a good idea to hike. But next time, hopefully, I would love to do that hike and take you guys with me. Rough trail, but lovely trail. The cloud cover out here is crazy. We're at the base of the Rockies and I cannot see the mountains at all. It's almost like it's just winter revisited for a day. Pikes Peak is in that general direction. Good 14,000 feet up is the peak, the summit. I'm starting to loop back to the car because the other rock formation I wanted to show you, I have to take the car to get there. Can't hike there from here. I mean, you could, but it's tough and there's a lot of road, so it's just best to take the car. A bunch of birds make their nests in these little crevices in the rock. Having been out in New Mexico for the last 8 years, I've gotten so used to the mountains being out to the east, but here in Colorado Springs, the mountains are to the west, so I'm always minding my sense of direction when looking at the maps. These are the camel humps I was talking about. At least I call them camel humps. I don't know, I forget the name of this rock formation, but anyone can check me on it at any time. I wonder if Morla lived out here ever. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any of the wildlife I was hoping for today. There are a lot of people out, so that may be the reason why. Next time. Who knows though, maybe on the drive out we might see something. Just keeping an eye out for bighorn sheep. Alright, let's go find that second rock formation. I had to stop at the visitor center for a restroom break, but these two are still going at it. God. I think they've been making out for like the last 250 million years or something. There's just no separating them. And we made it to one of the most popular rock formations at Garden of the Gods, Balancing Rock. Okay, let's go. I think I took the more difficult route up here. So when we were kids, we liked to strike a pose underneath the rock. Let me see if I can set up a shot. So that is Balancing Rock. So how those balancing rocks come into being is that the rocks down towards the base are softer than the rock up towards the top, which is harder and it erodes faster. I think the park does do something to maintain the integrity so that balancing rock holds, but otherwise it would eventually erode at the bottom and then fall over. So hopefully that doesn't happen in our lifetime or while someone's under it. I'm gonna head over to the visitor center, grab a cup of hot cocoa after a hike in the weather like this. Just feels so appropriate right now.
That's why they were out there. It's fine.
I think Colorado has a state dinosaur and it is the Stegosaurus, but fact check me on that if I'm wrong. So that's going to do it. Thanks for coming along with me, guys. This has been a very special hike, and this place is very near and dear to me because I lived out in Colorado Springs for a very long time, and we came out here quite often, especially when friends were visiting, to show them around. But thanks for watching. Click subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you on the next video.